which is sad. But I was trying to go, but before I was leaving, I was trying to tell y'all about this movie, but I was also trying to give you a trigger warning because honestly, it's pretty fucked up. But the movie is called Promising Young Woman, and I bitch watch my live still be going. That'd be fucking wild. Definitely not. Yeah, can't be. Yep, that live is gone. But yeah, so if you're just joining us, the live cut off right before I was trying to tell people about this movie called Promising Young Woman. Trigger warning because there are a lot of scenes in it that are very fucked up. Just to kind of give like a rough outline of like what the movie is about. I know that we just got cut off. I'm sorry. My phone died. I thought we were at 10%. Turns out my phone was like, fuck you. So that's why that happened. But yeah, I don't know why I started thinking about this movie. You know what? I feel like it's because like right before I got cut off, I was saying like I can't let this shit take me away. Cause it's like sometimes like you go through some devastating shit and then you just like disappear. Hey Mish. I'm feeling some anxiety. I'm feeling a little bit of hunger. I'm feeling like I'm probably gonna make something sweet to eat before I make dinner so that I can have a dessert while I cook because honestly, the last time I made brownies, I fucked them up and nobody told me, like nobody said anything about it, but I knew. You're not blocked. You said what movie? I'm seeing you. I can see you, NL. I don't know. I'm not sure why you can't see your comments, but I totally see them. But the movie is called Promising Young Woman. Um, uh, and yeah, I don't know what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about the nasty brownies I made. Bitch, I thought I was doing something amazing, and turned out I overcooked them, and so they were hard as fuck. They were Joe toenail brownies. They were terrible. So I'm gonna try again today and make myself a tasty brownie. Cause honestly, bitch, no, they're just regular. They're just regular. I'm not a big edible person, to be honest with you. If I want an edible, I'll eat some gummies, but the brownies are good. Yeah, there's this person that used to sell brownies. Their name was, I want to say Bobby Blaze. They're on Instagram. Bobbi. Ooh, the sexy mailman today. Damn, missed him. You know what? You got to take them out early. That's it. They got to be a little bit underdone. Exactly. Cause bitch, I took macadamias and I like thin shaved them over the top. Honestly, it was kind of dramatic and I live for it every day. But I didn't have no vanilla here, so I couldn't even make them extra good. Hey Jennifer, hope all is well. Just to kind of give a little recap, if you missed the last live, like basically the person I live with was like, basically I texted the person I live with, about I was gonna cook something, and I asked them if I could use a bottle of wine that I saw gathering dust in the corner, and I probably sound dramatic as fuck, but I'm just saying like it looked like a bottle. Like they're not a drinker. They don't drink. They don't smoke. So I was like, oh well, maybe they would appreciate some red wine in this beef stew that I was trying to concoct this evening, and I then brought up that like they had requested that I not be here for Christmas Eve and Christmas, and I heard their request. Their mom has cancer, so they were hoping to have like an intimate Christmas with them and their daughter, and they're worried about germs, and they were saying that they just want to make it as clean as possible and as safe as possible for her. And I was hearing them, and so I reached out to my friend. Ooh, Ferndale. Yes, that's where the gays are. Thank you. I will see about that. On Monday I have transportation to do something. So I will be looking into that. But yeah, no. I I definitely wanted to just kind of let them know that I found a place to go on Christmas. And yeah, honestly, and no, thank you so much. I found a place to go on Christmas Eve and Christmas and my birthday. But I had wondered if like I could possibly stay next door because they do have a second house next door, and they had offered for me to live in it 6 months ago. But now that the people next door who I used to know are fucking them over with rent, they've decided that they don't want to help anybody anymore. Like they're like, I don't want to do anything else for anybody else. Like that's like where they're at. That's what they said verbatim. And so I feel it. Thank you. And so I reached out to them about staying next door for the holidays with my friend Royal, because my friend Royal is also like a stray human. Like they don't really have like they have family, but they're not around them, and their family doesn't really do anything for them. Like their family they be having like FaceTimes with their family members, and like they don't throw them no money. Like I gave them a coat. I don't even fucking have a coat. But at the time I wasn't houseless. You feel me? So I gave them a coat that I wasn't about to wear, and then I became houseless, and I'm like, damn bitch. So like we're constantly like in similar situations, me and them, cuz like after I lived on that couch, the person that like, see, this is why I can't regret everything, because everything happened kind of wildly. Like Royal came into my life because this man I was talking to was trying to like seem nice by talking about this girl that he knew that was asking him for support, and she lived in Detroit and he was in Lansing, and he was basically like, I can't do anything for her. Mina, the kid got all of us sick the other day, so I'm just kind of like, whatever, you're saying, like, it's bullshit, we know that, but it's fine, like, I'm trying. I feel like their thought process might also be, like, I'm gonna, like, have them go somewhere for the holidays to test them, like, to test them leaving, and it's just like, babe, like, my friends are, like, already committed to holiday festivities. They're allowing me to stay in their house for those days because they're like, this is crazy, and like we can help you, but like my friends can't take me for much longer because like they have like nosy realtor landlord people, and it's awkward. So again, like I heard the request, and I made a plan, but I was trying to see like what their feelings are about me going next door, because the people that are moving out are literally moving out today, and I'm seeing them move out, and they're basically like, nobody's going next door, and I'm like, okay, word, heard you. So anyways, I met Royal through this dude, and like he was trying to like basically like make it seem like he cared so much, but he wasn't doing anything. And I was like, give me her information. And like at the time I had housing, so I was trying to figure out if the couch I had just left was something that like Charles would be able to let her stay on, cuz like he got this house and then like snaked me out of friendship, instead of just being like, I want to live in this house, I don't want to be your friend anymore. That would have been acceptable. I would have been understanding. But the way that they moved, they were kind of just being shady as fuck. They let their friend cuss me out and then move in with them. It was a lot. So I was like, bitch, let this bitch sleep on your couch. It's the least you could fucking do. And they were like, true. And I also feel like, in retrospect, like, I wasn't thinking about it so clearly, but I was just kind of like, kind of trying to test to see like how shitty they were. Like I was like, would you help someone who really couldn't do shit for you? Because I could at the time give them money. As I said, I gave them $2,800. So they were honestly fucking with me because they were exploiting me and my situation. But I didn't give a fuck. I was like, bitch, I just don't want to be on the street. I'll do anything, obviously. And so once they got in that house and were playing games, I was like, let this person sleep on the couch in the old house. And so Royal got to sleep there for like 3 weeks, and then that's when their landlord started being like, bitch, here's your formal eviction. And so Royal then found a place, but the bitch was acting like a fucking slave master. Like she literally was like, well, you're behind on rent, so you can wash all the dishes, and then started like harassing her, bullying her. And so she found a new housing spot, but that shit's even weirder. Like she's paying $700 a month, and like the dude offered to carpool with her to the job that they both work at, and then all of a sudden he's like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. So my friend Art is trying to come through for them and like give them like a ride. Like they were like, I could probably be a chauffeur for them because they're doing DoorDash. So they're like, I could probably swing giving them a ride and figuring that out. So now Royal got a ride to work, which is a bet. But it's like, imagine you're like finally and the motherfuckers playing with you again. Like they just got in that house and now the person they live with is like, I don't know if I want to ride with you no more. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so like I said, like and then after sleeping on that couch, why the fuck Charles gonna be like, oh, she owes me $10,000? I'm like, bitch, that's what you owe from your back rent. Here's the thing, like Royal's from Philly. Royal got out here because like she was dating a dude and then he just put her out one day. And I'm like, why I'm here. I was dating a dude and he just abandoned me one day. Like, that's what it was. So, I saw her humanity. I saw also our situation being very similar. On top of that, she's a fun girl. Like, she's fun. What up, Acor? So, that's the thing. Like, I'm just trying to give y'all a timeline. Like, and so me and Royal been rocking since all that. And so, Royal gave money to Charles too. Like Royal did show up for Charles in many ways. Like they were not in that housing situation just kicking it. They were giving them money for gas. They were showing up for them. Like they also cleaned the trailer. Like Charles like moved into that house and didn't even clean up the trailer. It was crazy. But the person Art that I met him because Charles told me he was gonna quit on me, but he was trying to get more money. And so I hired somebody immediately, my friend Art. And immediately he was like, no, I need the money. And I was like, okay. So I fired Art. And Art was like, I'm going to still be your friend, though, because you cool as hell. I was like, you too. And me and Art still friends to this day. Art is the one driving Royal to the job. I don't think it's about having a good heart. I just be trying to, like, think about community and just think about, like, how we could all win. Because, like, honestly, like, Royal does help me a lot. Like, she shows up for me a lot. Like, she don't always got materials, but she shows up and I'm grateful for that and I show up for her, but it was all off the fact that like I just saw our situation as very similar, so I wanted to like connect. Like I just feel like that's like where I'm trying to be at. I'm trying to connect with like houseless people and people who are like housing insecure, because I really do believe like we have to connect with each other because people really treat us like we're not worthy in this way, and it's awkward because it's like that's not true. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's also like just having like been in like I don't know, like I feel like when I was saying earlier, like I was talking about being a stray, like I feel like some people don't have like any understanding of what that means when I say that, but like being a stray human is like you weren't really taught to be a person. Like you were just kind of like your parent was kind of like a feral animal and just like had you and you're just out here. And I feel like some people know what I'm talking about and it's hurtful because it's like some of us have really had to raise ourselves and like had to like be present with ourselves in a particular way. And so yeah. So that's just my thought process is like you know, I had to kind of like teach myself like how to be, and like I wasn't good at first like at all. I was not good at teaching myself how to be. And so I feel like in the beginning of my understanding of myself, like I just didn't really have a lot of like self-awareness, and like I'm trying so hard to maintain it. Bad. Absolutely. 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 And I feel like living outside of survival mode is scary because I feel like you can very easily identify like who is still in it. And I think that that can be a hard thing to just try to, you know, be connecting cuz like again, like when I'm in survival mode, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm so it's like you get spidey senses on everybody around you and you're ignoring yourself, and I'm not doing that. Like I'm super aware of like how I'm feeling all through the process that I'm going through. And so being that connected can be alienating, because again it's definitely something that a lot of people have to like suppress to survive, and I get that for sure because like that's what I was doing for a long time, is suppressing like my hurt, rage, uh, desire. Um, and I think that that's another thing is like, I appreciate y'all for saying that genuinely. But like on my last mushroom trip, I was telling y'all, like I started crying and I seen a little kid and I got worried that they were gonna see me crying. And then I was like, why am I worried about that? Like that is an important thing that more children probably do need to see. Like adults hurting, adults not getting what their needs met, and that being a problem, that being something that ignites something in them, a passion, a rage, whatever the case may be. And so there is a part of me that just feels very much like I don't know, like I want to be considering like how I can be valuing people, and how I can be hurting people, because again, this person, you know, they're a single parent, they are not a rich person, they're on disability, like they're trying their best as well. And I think that supporting another person in ways that I probably don't even all the way see, or materialize for me, because again, I'm not taking care of myself 100% in this situation. So again, I'm trying to hold space for like everything that I've heard, everything that I'm feeling, and not make any like character judgments on people, because again, even having the ability to take me in when I needed it, which was like October 20th, necessary. At this point, I am obviously like still trying to work on getting what I need. But I do think it's reasonable for someone to be frustrated, for sure. Like, I just feel like I don't want to be in this like dichotomy. Like, I feel like there's many truths, there's many ways that people are seeing things, and like I know that we don't always get to think like that. Sometimes we just are immediately like, oh nah, they're aligned with the colonizer, fuck them. Like sometimes it goes to that point, and I'm not there. Like I feel like I'm hearing frustration, I'm hearing tiredness, I'm hearing, you know, I'm hearing boundaries being uplifted, you know? And I feel like that's the thing. Like people having lower boundaries or setting boundaries with intention, like that's a beautiful thing. It's not every day that we feel empowered to do that. It sounds like from what they were saying, like they want to not people please. So I think that I'm just trying to hold everything. Yeah, absolutely. 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 Yeah, like crying in front of younger people or feeling ways. Like I was actually was watching this video about how like validating like disappointment and hurt and all these other feelings is like so necessary. And I just was like appreciating seeing that video, cuz like sometimes I struggle. Like last night the child I live with like threw her toy and it broke. And I was like, well, I was like, you know, sometimes when we throw our things, they break. It happens, you know. And she was very upset about it. And I was like, it's okay, like it's gonna be okay. I was like, there's so many other toys. And she was not really feeling that. But I think in any other instance, I think I'll remember that, like, you know, it's okay. And it's, you know, you're hurting, and you were surprised that things didn't go the way you thought. I felt that too. Like that just, yeah, like I'm just grateful for the internet as fuck, cuz like bitch, like the amount of free information that we get on how to regulate our nervous system. Shout out to all the therapy people that are coming through. Like I feel like I know that like at some point I would love to have a real therapist, but as of right now, I feel like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. You know, there's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of ways to kind of get into yourself. Oh, Nima. Ooh, you just took me back. You just triggered me. But no, you're right. You're right. And so that's why I feel like, yes, like my first live, like I was definitely crying a lot, because like honestly I am hurt, but I also know that I have community. Like I know I have support. Like I have not gotten this far because, you know, I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard, I'm not being held. Like I have to really like, get a grip, because again, like it's very easy for me to spiral and think like things are all going bad, but actually there are a lot of good things happening. So I'm just trying to remind myself that, there's good things happening, uplifting things. Before anybody asks, yes, yes, it is that kind of cold out here. It is that kind of ashy out here. It's not a game. It's not a game. I want to make it through the winter. And I don't want to be dry. Yes, my chin, absolutely. For the chinianas, for the chin girls, you already know what I'm talking about. The lip and the chin come together, okay? Just like the bottom of the nose comes together with the top of the lip. The people with the lips know what I'm doing. The people with the lips understand. The lip girls get it. Trust me. This whole area, bitch. Wind beaten. Real quick. So we're not doing it. I'm about to be preserved as fuck, bitch. Um, absolutely, absolutely. And so that's again like I was, baby E. Oh, we see each other. We see each other. Like I have support, and like again, like it'd be hard to like hold that like materially, but I think that like spiritually, like I know that I can come here and talk to y'all, and that really do be healing a bitch. It do be holding me like, and again, like not everybody's gonna like see what I see or think like I think, and I appreciate that. I don't want anyone to think that I want them to always think what I'm doing is reasonable. It might not be. It may not be to you. That is okay. I accept that. Exactly. No, the winter is not playing with us. I put some on my eyebrows too, because the eyebrows will get ate up too. Sure will. But yeah, I did a Bantu knot and then I just tied it up because it was hurting my head, bitch. It was feeling really crazy. I was trying to sleep on a Bantu knot. Not my best idea. But yeah, I'm sorry. Getting back to the movie I was trying to tell y'all about in the last live when I was here. Um, Again, trigger warning because there's a very explicit scene. And I hate that I can't tell you what it is without spoiling everything. But just know that like towards the end of the movie, and I don't mean to go any deeper than that, but the movie I would say is a rape revenge. And I'll leave it at that. I don't want to fill in any more gaps. Laverne Cox is in it. That white man, Bo Burnham, is in it. Built like a cigarette, the tall one. It's called Promising Young Woman. Again, trigger warning. I would not watch it with someone that you're not willing to trigger warn. Very important. Very important. And I actually watched it after watching this movie called I Care a Lot, which between me and you, it felt like a good twofer. Like if you're a double movie feature kind of boo, look up I Care a Lot and then also follow it up with Promising Young Woman. It was delicious. I'm not gonna lie though, my friend was traumatized and I felt very terrible, because had totally forgot like how long the scene that is problematic is. And so they were very much affected. And so that's why it's so important to me to like be uplifting it because I hadn't seen it in a while. I totally forgot about that scene. But it is very, very oh, that's a movie you watch one time and then the older you get, the more sick you feel. Absolutely. Hard Candy is a one-time watch, a forever disgust. Um, yeah, like I watched it like on a whim, randomly, and then ever since then, I'll just think of it and be like, wow, yikes. Damn, you cried multiple times. You know what's wild? Promising Young Woman getting dragged doesn't surprise me because again, that scene, it is a lot. And I do think there should be a trigger warning like in like before the movie even goes. Like I don't think it would take away. I think it would prepare people though. Because it bothers me that like unless I have to spoil it by telling people the trigger, like I feel like that's nasty work, personally. But I do think that the movie is good. But that one part really distresses me, and I don't hear people say that enough, which is bothersome. I feel like people don't like it for all types of reasons that I think is weird. But that's how I feel. Damn. You know what? I really like. I'm gonna snitch on myself right now. I've never seen Moonlight, but somebody was just talking about if Beale Street could talk, and so I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of wanting to do a twofer because apparently the same person directed both of them, and so I'm kind of wanting to see those. If anybody knows of any trigger warnings that I should know about, please tell me. But I've heard that Moonlight was like amazing, so I really don't want to sleep anymore. And I've heard people be like, "Why aren't y'all watching Moonlight? Y'all need to get it together." I almost was like about to like look for the audiobook because I heard that the audiobook was actually really delicious. Mm, distressing and scary. Well, I appreciate you for telling me that because that is scary. Um, I feel like there's no trigger and I care a lot. I want to just like think about that for a second. You know what though? I feel like the trigger warning for I care a lot is like medical. Uh, I don't even know. Like honestly, I'm not trying to spoil this one, but I feel like the plot is that Rosamund Pike, Gone Girl, she is a guardian, which is what happens when the doctors that work for really rich people are colluding with the state and private entities that basically take over the estate and the finances of a person who is deemed unfit to live alone. And so basically she talks to a doctor who tells her about people who may not have any family, who may not have any children, who may be alone in the world and who may have like memory loss or just things that would contribute to them like needing a caregiver or a guardian. And a lot of times like these people are like really rich and they just don't happen to have like any support, but sometimes they'll have family, but like the family isn't rich enough or has the access to like untangle their parent from this situation. And keep in mind, these are people that are being sought after, kind of, but what they do is they put them into care homes and steal all of the wealth that that person has while making sure that person is being drugged and not being like allowed like the full access of life, like even going so far as to like harm them with like fitness regimens and like medical care. It's very weird. It honestly, the movie is wild. Like it really just shows like the depths of capitalism and how there are people who are like watching older people who have wealth that they have probably built through whatever they've done or just inheritances, but they're not like rich people in the fact that like they're, you know, on the scene. Like these are like, maybe like retired people who were able to, sell property or something. Like I'm not trying to like make it seem like they're like good people, but they're people who have some access to wealth or something, and they make them so unstable while they get them under their care that they're unable to fight for their rights. But the movie has a bizarre ending, honestly, very bizarre. And I'm not gonna lie, it annoyed me at times because sometimes, you know what I noticed? Both the movies, I Care a Lot and Promising Young Woman, they both had 5 acts, which I don't know is typical in a movie. I feel like a lot of movies have like a beginning, a middle, and an end. But this movie or both of those movies, they kind of like make you feel like something good is happening or something like retribution or some kind of get back. and they keep on spinning you. And that's what I like about both of them, is like there's so many moments where you're like where you can't possibly know how it's gonna go, unlike some movies where it's very clear that like there's only going to be 3 acts and you're in the first or the second or the third. When there's 5 acts, it's kind of like, what's going on? Like, this is going on a little too long, but like not in a way that you can really sense because you don't know what's happening. Thank you, I appreciate it. Absolutely. No, that is very alarming and very scary. And again, like watching it just made me sad for like the people that are like, able to, at least get enough money to where their children can benefit, because like I feel like, I'm not, even though like I am like a very poor person, like I'm not like one of those poor folks who's just like, oh, I don't understand people having generational wealth, or I don't understand people wanting to share with their kids. I'm happy that there are people like that. That doesn't always seem to be the case. But it's wild to think that like there are people out there whose parents want to share with them, and at the end of their life, like someone is actually like gonna snatch them and put them into a home and then like slowly drain their money. Like that is very scary. See, and that's the thing, like that fear of people like harming you in a medical setting, that is like a trigger, I'm sure. So just consider like when you watch I Care a Lot, it is very, very scary. But I also feel like if you're a poor person, sweetie, you're good. No shade. Like if you don't got something tucked away, you're probably fine. But again, like this is not to say that they're not looking for people with property, because I feel like it's deeper than money. I feel like you can control someone's estate and maybe rent it out, but like they literally target older people with access. So it could be somebody's granny that they know that has some money. I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like that's the sad part about living in the world that we live in, is like that we have to exist in a way to where we have to lie about how we're really doing. Because you are next? Okay. Thank you for telling me. Honestly, like movies like that, like they definitely. Mm. It's just like it's a certain type of horror, you know. Like I feel like that's the thing. Like Get Out was its own genre of horror. And it honestly, between me and you, like there were layers to that horror. Like there were so many layers to Get Out. And I need to watch Us again because like somebody did an analysis recently and I was like, because I didn't get that from that. Like Us honestly just scared me, bitch. I was just scared the whole time. I was shook the whole time. Yes, it is it's a psychological thriller. It is, but it's also a horror. It is truly a horror. Like even the concept of creating that kind of brainwashing technology to embody a black person, like that is next level horror. Like, are you not trembling? I'm sorry, I have to warm my hands on my belly. But yeah, like it's a lot. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's horror, thriller, psychological. Um mm. But you know what I'm thinking of now? I'm thinking about the movie Paranormal Activity. Between me and you, Paranormal Activity is not a good movie series. I don't think. I don't really like it. But the layers behind it is so bizarre. But I feel like the third one is the best one. If you've never seen the third one, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but bitch, the third one was actually scary. I feel like the first two, they were not that scary to me, but that third one, ooh, the code switching, ooh. No, exactly, exactly, exactly. But even like, but you know what though? Can we go a little bit further though? Because the person, Jordan Peele made it right, and I don't mean this to be shady, and I'm hoping that nobody takes it as shade, but I feel like Jordan Peele creating Get Out is fascinating. It's fascinating when you really think about it, because the use of colorism of a biracial light skinned man. Like I just want to put this out here because we're I didn't even realize that I did a Get Out review, but that's exciting. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Literally, I'm not trying to be funny when I tell y'all this, but you ever just like go through some like you ever have like your gut flora like reanimate or some shit? Like you ever just feel like you ever have like a food poisoning situation where you feel like you're starting from zero? That's how I feel mentally, and in my stomach as well. Like I really feel like I'm starting from zero, and like I'm not even trying to be funny about that, but I really don't remember everything. I really don't remember that, but that's cool to know. But yeah, no, like Jordan Peele being like a biracial man who's like married to like I believe that white lady Peretti, something Peretti, I believe. But him making Get Out and using like a deep dark skinned man and Marnie from Girls and like all of the ways that like when folks want to talk about black folks, like when mixed people, when people adjacent to blackness want to talk about black folks, they'll use a deep dark skinned person and they'll use a deep dark skinned person from not America, which is very fascinating. And absolutely, but also code switching tells black folks a lot of information, especially online. Like I was recently like on Quora. I don't really be on there, but sometimes I don't know why it's on my phone, but it'd be on there. Anyways, but somebody had posted something like, "Why do blacks act like it was like why do us blacks act like white people that never did anything for us?" And somebody was like, well, most black people don't refer to ourselves as us blacks, so moving aside. And I'm just like, bitch, exactly, like that is not a black person, we know that immediately. But going back into it though, like it's a survival thing. Like if somebody is talking to you in Queen's English, you kind of know something, right? And like if it's someone of color, you're like, are we at a job interview or not? So that's another layer of it as well. But also like the access to culture, because somebody was just posting about how some folks shouldn't be saying certain words because they don't roll off your tongue, and it was like, exactly, exactly. But that's the thing though, white people don't study black folks in that particular way to say shit like that. Usually they're usually trying to like get their black scent together. So I feel like that's a whole nother layer of the horror, is that like you're not necessarily talking to like a white person trying to like purposely be harmful, but there's a lot of white people who will like use AAVE and be like, that's just how I talk. And it's like, no, you don't, Jeffrey. But the gaslighting. So, but I feel like for Jordan Peele to create this, it's very fascinating because, again, like, that's not Jordan Peele's experience. I'm not trying to be rude, but I feel like Jordan Peele has probably been in rooms that were anti-black, sure, but he's definitely been embraced by white people in a particular way. However, I feel like when you're a lighter skinned person who's mixed and you're embraced by white people, I do think that there comes a time where you are hyper aware of like what they're up to or how they're operating. And so there's a part of me that's kind of just like, like I don't think Jordan Peele's there personally. based on the content that he creates. I don't think he's there. And I feel like that's perhaps like part of the awakening of like mixed people, of lighter skinned people. You don't think Jordan Peele's light skinned? Well, he's not. He's mixed. I also feel like the term light skin is really not, should not be interchangeable with mixed people, and that's my other little opinion that no one has to care about. But I feel like when people talk about light skinned black people, they're talking about like a Halle Bailey, they're talking about like a lighter skinned person, or Chloe Bailey. Like they're not talking about someone who looks like a biracial person. They're not talking about a biracial person. Like I feel like mixedness and light skinnedness get conflated, and they're not the same thing. And I, that's just me. Like I feel like Nia Long is light skinned. I feel like when people are talking about lighter skin, they're talking about in relation to deep dark skinned people. They're within the community. They're not talking about people outside of the community who are light skinned. If that's tracking, is anyone getting that? Like there are lighter skinned people within the diaspora who don't look like Beyonce, because Beyonce's not a lighter skinned person. She's a mixed person. But when we're talking about a lighter skinned black person, we're talking about like a Nia Long, not Keegan Michael Key. Y'all think Jordan Peele is not light skinned? I mean, somebody do. That's a light skinned man. But okay. Okay, baby Ethernet. Okay, I appreciate you for saying that. Cause like I've been just like paying attention, and like folks be talking about folks are light skinned. I'm like, but they're mixed. I feel like people are talking about light skinnedness in like a way to where it's conflating it again with blackness, and it's not making sense. Yeah. Like I'm a mixed person. That's why I look like this. I'm not a lighter skinned black person. And so a lighter skinned black person in relation to deep dark skinned people is not looking as light as me. So that's what I'm trying to offer, is that he is a light skinned mixed person. It is goofy and binary. I don't disagree. Ex- Tashul, thank you. That's what I'm trying to offer. So I'm just like, get out from his perspective seems weird. I do wonder who else wrote on it, because I can't in good faith hold that like he's the only one. But then again, there's a part of me that feels like there's parts in Get Out that I'm just kind of like, you know, like I feel like the Fruit Loop and the milkshake like that. I just feel like that it didn't it. Okay, not like skin until I have all the info. I'm crying. Tashul, this is important, and I'm glad you are. But and that's why I brought it up, because I'm just like, wow, like a movie that people are gonna consider like a movie that stars a black person, and is a quote unquote black movie, or a movie that invokes blackness, and it's like, But again, I'm just trying to offer that like I know us mixed people are out here doing things, and like it should be lifted up, and I don't think that it should be a divisive move. But I do think about like the ways that like people who are like really famous like have the responsibility to be naming this shit, because it's like, how different would the world be if Beyonce's like, hey guys, like, I'm sitting with like the one drop rule. I'm sitting with anti-blackness. Like I'm sitting with ways that I've been marketed towards black women in ways like like maybe she would even go so far as to acknowledge that like her first album cover, she was like I don't like, and how do I say this? I feel like people think that blackface is different, like when people are doing it and they're not trying to be funny. But I feel like what people don't realize is that like blackface is happening more often than we think. And also like us light skinned people absolutely can employ like bronzer and other things to darken ourselves. Like people used to think I was bleaching because I used to wear a lot of bronzer, and like I wasn't like intentionally trying to like darken my skin, but I do have like multiple tones, and so I was trying to even my tone. And like, with that being said, I realized like by doing that, like there was a moment where I was definitely looking more darker orange. I really look like Snooki, if I'm being honest, but I feel like people were like reading me as a brown skinned person at a time. And again, like the way my hands do not match my face. Like I am very many different colors based on what I'm wearing, based on life. And so I feel like because of that, like people definitely thought I was like bleaching my skin at some point, which of course. Of course. Of course, I definitely had a warmer pigment in the South. Of course, that is the beauty of melanin. We can be darker, but absolutely, I bronzed as much as I could. But again, when I say bronzer, I mean like I wasn't spraying it on my body. It was like one of those things with like a puff, and I was just puffing, and that's all it was. It was some dust. But with that being said, Beyonce was definitely marketed as a warmer toned person in the beginning. Absolutely. And over time, she's been able to not have to do that because she's no longer a black artist. I feel like that's the thing about being a mixed person. Like her family was marketing her towards black people to get a following. And the thing is, like, as a mixed person who was in black spaces in a particular way, like, there is a push for us to be in the front. Like, that is a thing that I've noticed. However, while there is a push for us to be at the front, there's also a push for us to be seen as, like, the face of blackness. And that's not how that works. However, like because of like I believe lack of the internet, lack of collective conversations, and also lack of people like being able to name their experiences together about how mixed people behave, how light skinned people behave, how lighter skinned mixed people behave. Like there's lots of layers. So I think that like the more intelligence that's shared collectively, the more people can be on code collectively. You know what? Beyonce's Black is King is very fascinating because I really like the song My Power, but if I'm being real with you, like it just makes me mad because it's like all of these artists could have just used the boost. They could have used access to your studio to get their albums together, could have used some money on their books. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I do, but I don't. Because it's like, I feel like Beyonce really, like, I feel like she is a narcissist, like, at this point. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like she's not considering, like, how her reign and impact is impacting community. And how, like, just conversations in community are seemingly not being had because certain people are gatekeeping them. And that's just that on that. Like the more light skinned people betray our privilege, the more the pressure will be put on her to say something. And like they're starting small. They're like, can you say something about Palestine? When it's like, baby, once you open that door to talking about genocide and like the harm that's happening through war, like you're going to have to start implicating yourself. That's the thing. That's the thing that sucks is like when you're in a situation with someone who's being silent and they're not naming like what's happening, you become the harm. You become the violence by being like, "Oh, you're not saying anything." And so Beyonce, unwilling to like engage like politically outside of money, and things that she can make money off of, products, like it just shows like that's where her allegiance is. And people are like, oh, she's contractually obligated not to say anything. And it's like, then how does that make people haters for not being happy about that or being frustrated? And it sucks because it's like, no matter what we say, people always have a counter. Like, people are like, oh, y'all should be talking to your Congress people. And it's like, yeah, but she also has access to our Congress people. She could easily make a statement. So could Taylor Swift. I'm not trying to put it all down to Beyonce because that's wild. But, like, Taylor Swift is also very quiet. Very quiet. And utilizes feminism to benefit in a particular way and doesn't necessarily use her brand or all of her Swifties like she could. And you know, who knows what like lies ahead. Not the key to Houston. Probably do. But I feel like that's the thing, like we can't force anybody to do anything. We can really just like make requests. And I think people have made many requests to her. I think she's either ignoring the requests or just moving around. But her talking about her movie right now, I hope y'all enjoy it. I really do. Like I feel like that's the thing that sucks is like people be really thinking like people who criticize Beyonce like don't want y'all to enjoy the movie, don't want y'all to go get the tickets. Like don't nobody really care about what y'all doing, child. I'm terrified. Who knows? This could get dry. You never know. Yeah, no. And that's the other thing about Beyonce, like, uplifting herself in this way. Like, I haven't really seen her uplift black women. I've seen her work with them. $20 to go see a movie? Is that? I haven't seen a movie in a minute, so I really can't tell you what a normal price should be, but that don't even sound right. $20. Yo, it's almost like she's trying to charge y'all who couldn't go get tickets to go see her show. She's like, well, now you can watch all of it. I'm so sorry. Now, do I want to watch the movie? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do. I'm not even gonna front. I kind of do. But I'm waiting until it comes on bootleg, because you know it's gonna be on bootleg. Yeah. Okay, because I was gonna say, I was like, the last time I really went to the movie, it was like $8. It was like $7.99. I'm trying to carry you, bro. Okay, you're a shoulder cat now.
Is it everything you wanted, my little poison berry?
Oh, it is, Daddy. Except, where's Virtual Black?
$20 for one viewing. Not, you'll stick to the TikTok. I'm crying. The new Nicki. Did anybody ask her for an album? I didn't know people had asked. I did not know anybody was asking her for something. I really thought she was taking a rest. Don't she got a radio show? I thought she was doing radio.
But now on wings of love you soar. Now that you're Johnny's girl,
I just feel like
your mom would be so happy 'cause she always
I just feel like if you would have Apis Ray, you could keep it. Herrrrr. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm super good. I appreciated her music back in the back, but not anymore. Love to hear that. I'm glad that she's surviving another year. I hope she changes her ways. More time. More time to change. With good fortune. That's as kind as I can be. I don't know what's going on with her. I'm really worried. Her and Papa Bear. I hope they get out. Truly.
Well, if you don't want to.
Yeah. It's just hard to bop. It's hard to bop when you know that she's harassing victims of her husband. It's hard to bop. Someone can bop. I can't bop. I'm glad. I'm glad she has some songs. I'm glad. Yeah. Again, no judgment. No judgment. No judgment. Cause like I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. I'm sure I'm listening to somebody fucked up. I want to listen to Ray Shremmerd today. Anything going on with Ray Shremmerd? I don't know. But I wanted to listen to Come Get Her. I did. That's why the live is called that. But yeah, I don't know everybody that's trash. I don't know everybody that's fucked up and down bad. I don't know. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. Yeah, I really hope that Nicki just gets it together. I hope she gets it together. I really do. I pray for her. I do. Because she cool. What she want to be. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know neither, babes. I don't know neither. Not saying that I wouldn't care,
Are you okay?
but I'm just saying, like, as far as Nikki, it's like, I'm glad that people still check for her, you know, because at some point she gonna leave that man. I know it. I know it. Because, like, her thinking that they were supposed to be together because she spun the block, you know? Well, child, I feel the same way about Ashanti, though. Like, sometimes it ain't fate. You just giving up. It's okay.
Hungry again, honey. Can you get me some ice
No
cream
shade.
and anchovies?
I'm not gonna put too much on Ashanti, but I don't think it's fate.
Cravings. It's not good for the baby. You need to increase your vitamin intake so he'll be able to climb ceilings properly and eat lots of sheep pie.
I love you, Dad, but we don't even know if the kid's gonna be a vampire. I'd be thrilled if the baby's
I
clean,
mean,
just like
I
Daddy.
feel like some people have been saying that Ashanti want to be a mom, and it's like I get it.
Not gonna
I
happen.
get it.
As long as
Like as someone who doesn't have kids, I can understand wanting to have children. I can absolutely empathize. She's pregnant. Nelly Jr. My thing is this: Nelly was just accused of several rapes, so that's why I was confused. Me. That's why I was confused. Cause the grapes. And also, Nelly already has a child that he does not care about. So, yeah. Yeah. Yikes.
No one will ever harm you as long as I'm here, my little devil dog.
True.
Dad, can I hold my baby?
If I were dad, I'd say yes, but I'm the nurse. Francine, hey, here you go anyway.
That's gross. Oh, I don't even know why Diddy. I hope he just donates his estate to somebody and just goes and lives somewhere where he could just be alone, like the mountains or a cave. Probably be the best thing for him. Just saying.
Okay,
Probably be for the best.
the presents, guys.
I don't know. It's scary to think about just the level of just abuse. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure 100 million to Cassie probably didn't hit him too hard. But damn, isn't that wild to think? Like that man is holding on to so much money.
I know that it's a bad thing. Shouldn't he have fangs and that pasty hair you guys have?
Technically, you have until you're 5 to get your vampire.
I mean,
Oh, he'll get his fangs. He's a director.
I don't know.
Have to walk with him.
The way Danity Kane broke up never sat right with me.
Look how well he's playing with the woodblock.
Not a smear campaign. I mean, I feel like he's doing it on his own. I feel like that's the thing. Trash always takes itself out. So I really do think that Diddy, he doing it on his own. Like I think people were bringing up that he has that tattoo of that I want to say it's an Orisha. It's a spiritual deity who protects women who've been abused. Like he literally put a sigil on his back that is eating him up and has been eating him up. It's a Haitian deity named Dantor Ezeli, easily Ezele. I could be wrong. Oh, Young Miami, she's funny. Young Miami makes me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, but I hope she's safe. Truly, I hope the accounts Nothing's pending. I hope she was able to just make a clean getaway. Truly. Free JT. And if JT's out, I hope she's even more free than she's ever been before. But yeah, I hate that I don't see JT. I really hope that JT and Uzi aren't doing nothing wild. I really hope that they're okay. I really do. But I want JT to get away from Uzi because nah. I want her to be free from him. I do. A leg on your altar, bitch. JT all day. Like here's the thing. Yes, JT got a little pick me shit in her. And yes, Carisha really can't rap. But together, you know, peanut butter jelly, they lean on each other. Sure do. But I do like JT more than Carisha. But Carisha's funny. If I could be super honest with you, I'm not here for the music. I feel like, you know who I really like? Sexy Red. That's my bitch.
What was your card? The three of spades. Is this your card? No, Harry's great.
She should have been. She should have been. The streets been waiting. But yeah, no. I feel like Sexy Red, like, I really want her to win because she's so funny. Like, she makes me laugh so much. Honestly, like, she's just pure funny. My God. I don't like Lotto, though. There's just something about her that scares me. She just looks very scary, bitch. She looks stressed. Scares me, bitch. I don't know. Something about her. It's not adding up. The city girls need rappers and writers. Girl, bad. Bad. Yes, sexy walk. Yes. I feel like my twin is my fave. I feel like not Pomeranian, but truly though. Man, I just feel like she's just so boring. Like there was nothing there. Like when I was hearing about her, I was like, okay. I just feel like for me, as just a like I just cannot condone. I can't condone somebody using mulatto as a name for themselves. I just cannot condone it because I feel like at the end of the day, like I do think that describing mixed people, maybe we could use some words, but like I just feel like her way of operating to me, like I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like if there was a darker skinned mixed girl calling herself mulatto, I would maybe feel differently about this, but I feel like that's not what's happening, and that's usually never what's happening, right? Like let's be clear. Like I feel like they're like when we're talking about mulatto, we're talking about a mixed person who is white and black, right? But the look that people are looking for, like when people are thinking of mixed people, biracials, mulatto, like I feel like I've known a lot of light skinned girls who are biracial call themselves a mulatto like in a good way. And I do not mean it to be like be derailing or doing anything crazy. Like I'm just trying to note that like I have seen myself seeing mixed people be like, oh, I'm mulatto. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, when I first read it, like I didn't think that it was like a weird thing to like call yourself or think about or refer to yourself as. In retrospect, like in retrospect, You thought it was cute and tried to hold on to it for so long. She did. And again, I've seen other light skinned people who are mixed, who have a black father, typically, and a white mother, call themselves mulatto, and like they think it's like a cute thing. I've seen it. And so that's why for me, I was like, that's weird. And again, I feel like calling attention to your mixedness, like I think that like there's ways to do it that aren't cringy. And I think there's ways to do it that are like, damn, like you're a weirdo. And like I think that there's no like consideration. Not mulatto was the prince from Princess and the Frog. I'm crying. I'm dead. But he's from Maldonia. I'm dead. Mm,
What's that? It was usually what day it is. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, okay. After 6, you open it?
yeah. I just started thinking about Chrissy and Damo and how like Chrissy like and I'm showing my age, bitch, because I didn't really watch Chrissy and Damo. I never was like a fan. But I did sometimes read like their hate thread, I'm not gonna lie, because I was just like, what's happening here? Especially when they had the baby. I was like, what's going on? I never hated on them. I never said anything mean about them. I definitely laughed. I definitely laughed a lot. No shade. But when I seen Chrissy was calling herself more mulatto as like a name, like that was her like screen name, I was like, Chrissy. Yikes. Not us mulattoes. Very, very scary. Very, 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 very scary. Yeah.
Is there codeine in it? Dang, you can't even make Christmas lean out of it? Maybe. It causes drowsiness. Is that okay? Don't drive a car.
Damn, you watched till they broke up? I'm so sorry. That's the season finale, ain't it? Bitch, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch, but I know way too much, and I hate that I know so much. I'm like, I feel embarrassed at how much I know about their situation. I really don't care, but it was insane. And I feel like being in like relationships with people online can be like really bizarre. Like I feel like I've been lucky that I've been the one that was online, and like I've been the one that was like able to be like the bizarre one. I don't know what it would be like if like I dated someone and they were online and like we were like having a beef. Like that would be so much. Like I'm so grateful that's never happened to me. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I would be shook. I mean, I feel like that's still happening. Like, is this a joke? Like, because I feel like that's like literally all TikTok is like a really fine, like dark skinned black man and then like an exotical. And like they're having a really good life, and I'm like sick. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And I know someone might be like, bitch, you're an exotical. Okay. I can still be sick. I can still be sick. I can still see the shits. But yeah, no, it's very weird. It's very strange, but at the same time, I feel like it's definitely still happening. Cause I like every time I turn around on TikTok, if I see like a light skinned exotical person that is like talking about like anti-blackness, like I already know what time it is. I already know. But then again, I watched, and this is weird, but on Twitter there was this girl who was, well, this woman who was talking about like being with a successful man, and she was like a brown skinned black woman, and they were like really going in because they were like, oh wow, like her hair looks nice. They were like, usually when a black woman's with a white man, her hair looks bad, and it's like, folks be so comfortable saying wild things like that out loud. It's like, don't you think that says something about you, that's what you think? Like, it's sometimes I be really wondering, like, that's a self-report, beloved. Like, why are you looking at this person's hair, looking at who they're loving, and being like, there's something scientific or psychological happening here? Like, maybe it could be that this person is not the most, like, engaged with wiggetry, and their partner don't really care like that because they're not from that same community and they wouldn't know what a bad wig looks like if they hit them in the face. Like, I feel like that's the thing that always blows me. Is like, white people don't understand wiggetry. They don't. They don't. They do not. Now, I'm not saying that some can't learn. I believe they can learn, but I believe that like the concept that like a black woman is being loved by somebody white and like her hair must look a certain way.
That in order to shop at Kroger, you have to pay 75 cents per cart. You have to pay to park at Aldi?
Huh?
You have to pay to park at Aldi?
No, you gotta pay for their carts.
But that's like an Aldi thing, that's not like a city of Grosse Pointe, right?
Oh, you have to pay your park?
At Kroger in Grosse Pointe. Yeah, and when
In the parking lot? I didn't have to get in there.
it's all marked like you should. Cause I asked the guy, like I don't have a Kroger card, I've never shopped at a Kroger before. So I asked the guy, can I get a Kroger card? And he had me fill this thing out. And I said, and by the way, is there like a place I can park?
Not passport bros now. I mean, I feel like the passport bros are like a step above or a step like in the opposite direction perhaps, because like they're looking for like the most like non-black but like also non-white person. Like that's what I'm noticing. Like I don't think that it's necessarily like it's like a light skin, like I feel like again like when we're talking about like light skin and mixed, like I feel like they're not interchangeable, and I feel like what we're noticing is like if anything I feel like we're seeing like a huge Asian like in like or just like a huge desire for like Asian and like white Latin, mixed Latin, child, I do not know. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Did you see that turd fall out of her butt as I went to take her outside? No. It fell out of her butt right next to your shoe. And I realized when I got out there, it's not like I could put her in the yard. Throw it back.
I did not see it.
I picked her up and it fell out.
Yeah, it's really sad to just see like how people are operating when it comes to like having children and just not really considering like the aftermath of their behavior. But we must move. But I also feel like I'm tired of people trying to condemn the mothers. Like that's one thing that I really hate.
Where else does it go? Maybe in the trash can?
No. Take my heart and
No, the trash can.
But yeah, like I was saying, like it's definitely a wild time to be alive. People are like finding partners through passport dating and shit like that, trying to get people that want to immigrate. Like it's wild, but there's just so much going on, you know? I'm just trying to find my queer gaggle, man. Like I just feel like that's what I'm focusing on, like us alongside like getting myself together. Like I'm just trying to build like more community and with more queer people and just try and just be in community with people that like see me and see what I'm going through and like don't like act as if like I'm doing nothing while I'm actually going through like one of the wildest periods of my life. Like I would not say that I've gone through anything remotely as hard as what I'm going through right now, because I feel genuinely like the things that I need are just so like they take way more energy to acquire. They take so much more support than I have felt comfortable asking for. And at this point, it's kind of just like, in order to like speed the timeline up, I would actually need more support, not less. And so it's just kind of like LOL. And so that's why like I'm like just trying to stay alive through this. Stay Keto, we are in community together. We actually are in community together. Like the fact that we're here, we are in community. And like, again, like being in community is not transactional. Like, I get something from being here with y'all. Like, whether or not y'all interacted with me, I'm not gonna say I don't appreciate it, but like coming here does something for me. Interacting with y'all does something for me. Both of those things happening at the same time do something for me. And so I don't want to make it seem like I don't appreciate or I don't care, because like that's not what I'm trying to offer. But being able to have this space to communicate, being able to have this space to like be present, like some of us don't get this. Like I feel like I'm not able to be seen in my full way like by anybody that I like come from. Like my family is not interested in talking to me and like being in my life in any meaningful way. Like they really do feel like once I was taken by the state, I don't exist anymore. And that sucks. Like it's a hard thing to hold, but it is the truth. And so I have to just keep on being honest about like where I'm coming from, because it's not like I'm like a person that's like been a person. Like I have not been able to live my full life. Like the person upstairs was like, you know, some people are just really particular. You know what that's like, being particular. And I'm like, I don't know what that's like. And some people don't get that some of us don't get the option of being particular. We're taking whatever we can get. We're doing whatever we can. And so just the concept that like some of us have a choice. Some of y'all really think that, and I'm glad. I'm glad that you feel that free. Some of us really don't. So what do we do now? And I think that's just like what I'm trying to explore and stay curious about, is like, what do we do now? Because it's not like everyone's the same kind of poor. Some of us are really outside. Some of us are really on the street corner. Some of us are really trying to squat a house. Some of us are not. So we have to consider like what that looks like. But I keep trying to say, like, nobody's gonna tell you that like the world is collapsing. No one's gonna like the news isn't gonna be like, and the world is collapsing. No one's gonna say that. No one's gonna tell you that New York shut down Macy's Day Parade. No one's gonna tell you that there's been several shutdowns in Denver. No one's gonna tell you that like people are shutting things down and that the world is honestly trying to, not the world, but the people are trying to interact with the state and engage in a particular way. But no one's gonna tell you. You have to start like going and like meeting up and being loud and talking your shit. Like I only know shit because I'm looking for it. So that's part of that. That's part of all of this, is like we only can know if we're like engaging. And so that's where I'm at. You said all of these layoffs are so sad. I mean, it's layoffs, but it's also like food prices. Like I was just telling y'all, it was they for less than a gallon of water, they wanted they wanted $6. They wanted $6 for a fucking a liter of water. 1 liter of water. Babe. So yeah, like I'm of the mindset that like yes. Like one of those, like the biggest water bottle in the gas station was $6. So yeah.
night, huh, Lindsay?
What do you mean?
With those folks.
I mean, I don't like to see my ops. I never like to see my ops.
It's nice to see him leaving. Actually, I really did have an early present for you.
Am I good? No. 0% good. But I'm doing my best. You feel me? Like, I feel like this is like some neo-colonizing shit. Like, is it not? Like, you can be like, hey guys, I'm live and homeless. Bitch, I did not start my stew. And honestly, I feel like it's gonna be one of those situations where I start the stew soon. Actually, I probably am not. I'm gonna get, you know, it's gonna be a morning stew thing. I'm gonna get up early and do it. Yeah, no, I got zapped. Like, I'm honestly very hungry, and I'm so glad that I knew to get myself some crackers, some cheese, and some fucking berries, bitch. Because I knew my ass needed a snack. But no, my stew not getting stewed tonight, and I'm sad about it. But at the same time, I'm actually, like, really happy that, like, I get a chance to, like, do something for my friend and it'll be fresh. Because trying to heat up a stew the next day sucks. So she's gonna get a fresh stew. And I gathered my herbs from the garden already. So I can actually, like, do some marinating on my meat maybe. I don't know if I should marinate stew meat early. I'm gonna look into it. It might not make sense to do it. But it might, though. Oh no, I'm not sure. But yeah, no, like, I'm just hella grateful for just everything and anything. Cause, like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm okay, cause I'm not. But I am trying to be honest that, like, babes, like, some shit is, like, beyond you, like, getting all stressed the fuck out about. Like, yes, I am stressed, but I'm not about to add to it. And you know how I'm gonna not add to it? I'm gonna motherfucking go towards what the fuck makes sense. I'm gonna follow my body. I feel like, I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, because I don't want to fuck around and brine the meat, and then it's, like, goofy to have done that. Because from what I read, I just need to season the meat before I start cooking it. And then I was gonna do a dredge and season the dredge. Well, my plan is to roll it around in some sugar, flour that's seasoned very well. But bitch, I didn't get no sazon, and I'm mad about it because I really need sazon. Like, that is the backbone of my cooking, a packet of sazon, at least. And so, I'm sazonless. It's distressing. But I'm gonna be okay. Honestly, I really needed some fucking annatto. If I could get some annatto. But my friend on Monday is taking me to the spot to go get the herbs, and so I might be able to find some shit to make my own sazon. Cause that's where I'm at. Like, the sazon packets are cute, but I want to get all the information to make it myself and make a big thing. Cause sazon is amazing. Listen, my mom used to use sazon and soy sauce a lot in her cooking, and that shit shows and it hits. I got adobo, but it's not the same. I need that adobo. I need that fucking turmeric. And I think it's some paprika in there. But it's okay. I'ma make do. I'ma make a good ass pot of stew for my friend. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm just grateful that I get to show up for my friend. Like, I feel like that's, at the end of the day, like, that's what I'm focused on right now. And, like, I know some folks are like, focus on yourself. Bitch, I am. That stew is gonna be for me, too. But I would have died out here without my friend. Like, my friend really hooked me up. MSG is the shit. It's been racism that stopped us from using MSG, you guys. It's okay for you. White people was trying to stop the Asians bag. That's why they started hating on MSG, because it was making shit taste good. They was feeling away. I'm telling you. For a long time, I was scared of it. But my partner started putting in the food, and I was like, bitch, this shit good as hell. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, I got celery, I got yellow potatoes, and the yellow potatoes look good too. It's been some bad potatoes, bitch, out here. I don't know if y'all seeing them, but some of these potatoes be rotten to the core. But these potatoes look good, bitch. I'm so excited for these potatoes. Y'all think I should peel them? I don't be peeling the potatoes. I just be chopping them. But there's a part of me that feels like instead of peeling them, what I might do is cut them a particular way, and then the ones with peels on them, save them for home fries. Like, put them in like some salty, briny water, and then home fry them the next day. You know what I mean? That way, I don't have no peels and shit in my fucking stuff, because honestly, I don't really care. But I would rather just get 2 uses out of me chopping these damn potatoes, because I really do not like chopping potatoes. But I know that I would really probably appreciate to have some home fries tomorrow. And that might be a little moment for me, because I'm about to be chopping a lot of fucking potatoes. But the yellow potatoes, I feel like hold up good in the soup. All right, I trust you. Okay. I'm trusting you with the skins. I'm trusting you on the skins. Word. I'm gonna just clean my veggies real good. But yeah, I got the potatoes. I got the carrot. I got some peas, because I like peas in my soup, in my stew. I honestly wanted some corn, but I feel like that's more of a chowder kind of vibe. So I'm gonna chill with the corn. But me not having sazon does hurt me. I do have celery. I definitely have celery. Almost didn't get it because I had some from last week when I made tuna salad, but that shit was rotten bad, so I put it in the fucking compost pile. Like, honestly, the compost pile, so I'm so proud of it. Like, I just want to lift up my joy living here. Like, that compost pile, man, the way I've been cooking in the kitchen and the way that the proof is in the pudding, bitch, I live to see it, because it just reminds me, like, I am feeding myself, I'm taking care of myself, I'm focusing on redistributing the leftover scraps to where they need to go. Like, I just feel like, as much as like I feel like I've been called out, I feel like I'm going to hold myself in this moment and be like, bitch, actually, like, you've been doing amazing at making rice. Like, I've not always been the best at making rice. Like, I know it seems simple, but I'm impatient. I have ADHD. It's very easy to fuck up the rice. I've been making some good rices. I made some baked mac and cheese, bitch, like Big Mama Your Arm. And it came out good, bitch. I made a bechamel. I never made a bechamel before. Like, there's a lot of things. I've been taking risks, you know? I'm feeling good about it. I made some bomb pork chops not that long ago. Slow cooked them in the oven, babe. Put some motherfucking, when I made my baked mac and cheese, I put some cinnamon in the water with the beef bouillon. Bitch, the cinnamon with the beef bouillon, wow. I'm teaching myself so many cool things, so it's okay if people don't see me doing shit. That's okay. I feel it in my soul. I'm doing a lot. Bitch, bechamel easy as fuck. It's literally just like a stick of butter You don't brown it because it's supposed to be white, but you could if you wanted to. No one's gonna stop you. But a stick of butter, and then you just start adding some fucking flour. Start with a 1/3 of a cup of flour, personally, and sprinkle it like really generously so that it's not like all in one spot. And then you want to slowly feed it milk, and maybe take your milk out maybe 30 minutes before you start, because when you start pouring in the milk, it's going to try to break it. So you kind of want the milk not room temp and not out for more than an hour, but 30 minutes, and then slowly start incorporating it into the bechamel. And that's how you get your bechamel started. But that's also how you begin making a Mornay sauce, which is the sauce that makes Big Mama Your Arm mac and cheese. Because once you get a paste going with the butter and the fucking flour and your seasoning, you should be seasoning this to your desires. Then you start adding some milk, and then once it gets a little thick, it's gonna look amazing. You start throwing in your cheddar, your shredded cheese. Bitch, that shit about to cook up so good. And then you pour it over the noodle mixture, and once you pour it over your noodles, that's when you want to add your egg yolk. That's when you want to add your egg yolk. And your egg yolk is gonna hook it up. Once that egg yolk like, here's the thing, you want to let the egg yolk, I feel like I would do the egg yolk after the noodles are cool and add them to the noodles straight up, and then pour it over in a dish, because I don't want it to curd up too quick. You don't want to cook it. A little bit of flour, babe. Just a little bit of flour. Just a little bit of flour. I did way too much flour, so I had to add a lot of milk. But then when it came together, bitch, oh my God. It looks so good. I really felt good about it. But yeah, I've been cooking a lot. I've been really just like trying to get in my cooking bag, because honestly, that's the thing that I've been thinking about, is going back into cooking. Because like before, I was really just winging it. Now I've learned like the science of cooking, and like how you really need like certain types of fat, certain types of sugar, certain types of flour, and you can really do anything. Once you figure out like the ratios of shit, like how many parts of this to this to this, bitch, you're unstoppable. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make them cookies tonight, bitch. That's my plan. I'm gonna make some cookies, and then I'm going to let the cookies go. Because I was thinking about making brownies, but I'm like, bitch, fuck a brownie. I'm gonna make a fucking cookie and underbake that bitch. Sure am. And then after I bake my cookies, I'm gonna put some fucking frosting in them and make a cookie sandwich, bitch, because that's what I'm craving. That's what I'm craving, and I'm so fucking excited for it. Let me tell you. Like, the way my ass is starving right now, bitch, like, I have not ate all day, I don't think. I'm trying to really think about what the fuck I ate today. Oh, I had some rice. I feel like conflict really does stress me out to the point where I don't even be hungry. I don't even want to eat nothing. I'm just like I had to just put some drink in me, bitch. I made this like honey ginger lemon mandarin raspberry tea, and then I like turned it into a juice, and I just been sipping on that to just kind of keep me going. But bitch, like I'm not doing well today, and I was planning on it. Like, I was really planning on it. I was planning on doing a lot of well today, and so now I have to fucking, like, bitch, like, I just feel like everything is like, I know it's coming together, and I know I'm really close, but this discomfort is necessary, though. Like, honestly, like, y'all, I hope y'all not people pleasing out here. I hope y'all aren't. I hope y'all are saying what y'all mean and standing on it. Like, I hope you are doing everything you need to do So communicate your needs and desires. No, I'm not feeling better. I'm really not. But I'm going to smoke this little piece. I'm gonna go make some cookies. And I'm going to try to feel better. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I can do right now. Like, anybody that could like let me stay at their house like for an extended period of time, they already know what time it is. It's not realistic. And I am trying to get emergency shelter. I am. I just it just sucks because it's like the way I've been trying to go about it is like getting like my documents, getting my ID, like, and I feel like it's seen as like I'm taking my time, but I'm not. Like, it's like I just got one piece of the puzzle. Actually, I have 2 pieces of the puzzle. I'm waiting on the 3rd piece of the puzzle now. And it's just frustrating because it's like if I was doing nothing, I wouldn't have any pieces of the puzzle. I wouldn't have anything. But I have so many things. That's why I'm so confused. Like, I feel very full. Like, I feel like I've actually been doing so much, and like I'm really grateful for just being able to like be active in this time. Like, I was overcome by grief in the beginning. Like, the first few weeks of me being here, I was absolutely paralyzed by grief. I was. And I'm grateful that I got to be paralyzed by grief. I'm grateful for that. Like, I can never say that I'm not grateful, because I am. But I'm trying to stay brave, stay strong, stay curious, stay loving, stay curious, stay so curious. Because there's so much more. There's more. Like, there's more. I know there is. And so I just have to keep on keeping that energy. Also, it's Sag season. So it's really hard during Sag season. Like, I feel like Scorpio season, that's like, bitch, going through trauma during Scorpio season, yeah. Whew. But the thing about surviving Scorpio season is you feel like you got another life. Like, that's the thing. Like, Scorpio season really reminded me, like, I have another life. Like, I don't have to keep on living the life that I was living, and that's such a blessing. But Sag is like movement, moving, and I get it. I get why somebody would think that I'm not moving. I get it. I get it. I see it. But I think what I also see for myself is like sometimes before we make a move, we gotta really think about it. And I'm thinking more than I'm moving, and I know that. And I'm thinking a lot because I've made a lot of movements without thinking. And so I'm trying to like re-parent myself in a way that is allowing myself to like really think and really talk and really see. And I understand if it's not on their timeline. I understand it's not on their timeline, and also I have to continue to communicate. Yeah, Victor, is there any way we can uplift you though? Like, can you post your Cash App or your GoFundMe link? If you want to send it to me, I can post it on my socials. Like, I appreciate you for breaking silence. Like, it is scary to say that like you're going through this, because like people really will think like it's something you're doing, and it's like, no, it's not something we're doing. We're worthy of housing, always. And it's okay if it's not here. Like, that's okay. Like, but I'm still worthy of housing, so that's where we're at. Like, I just want people to know, like, there's a way to like maintain like your dignity throughout this situation. Like, I don't have to like be performing in a particular way, like, to know my worth, and like to know that, like, you know, it's not necessarily on the individual who could help me to help me. It's not on anyone to help more than they are feeling comfortable. And I think that's where we're going with the people-pleasing conversation. It's like, if they're no longer feeling like helping me, then that's their truth. Like, all I can do is honor that and try to advocate more. That's why I